So right now I'm kind of deciding whether or not I'm digging the ZV-1 or not. There's definitely some parts of this camera that are really cool and feel good and feel quality. The ZV-1 build feels really nice. I said really a bunch of times, but it feels quality, as I said. Having the screen dim out on me and overheat, that's definitely an issue. This seems to be tracking my eye without an issue. Right now it's at f10, 60th of a second. I have my mic levels kind of high, but it doesn't seem to be clipping. I think it's at around 30 or something. But again, autofocus continuous. I think it's in zone focus mode. So that's a kind of definite thing. I think it has low softening, so that beauty kind of effect. I didn't put it on medium. It was on medium by default. See, right now I'm having the tendency of looking off to the right because that's where the LCD is. So if I put on my glasses, you won't be able to tell that I'm looking actually a little bit that way. It's really hard, as I said, to actually walk backwards and look straight at the camera. No, but for real, I think it's not that easy to look straight into the camera when I got the LCD hanging off to the right. I think it's going to take some fiddling to figure this guy out and know what settings to be in when, but it does seem to do a really nice job with better lighting. So this really nice evening glow, you can't really go too wrong. I don't believe I have that face detection exposure on anymore. Let me see. There we go. See if I can get my Shaka. So I'm going to try really quickly. Here, wait, hold on. So let me see if the face detection thing is on or not. Hold on. Okay, so that face priority and multi-exposure is apparently on. But I definitely seem underexposed. Turn around. There we go. So I don't know how well that works. I've seen some videos and it seemed to be pretty decent, but I haven't really been experiencing that personally. Maybe I'm expecting something other than it's supposed to do. I'm not sure. As I said, it's a brand new camera to me, so first time today using it. I got some pretty beautiful footage, or at least some footage of nice monarch caterpillars eating the milkweed. Some different beautiful footage of nature, which is where I personally thrive. And that's it. So I think it's best if I walk backwards. And we'll see how it sounds. I mean, really, that's the key thing right now, is hearing the audio on this. If the mic seems good, then rock star. If it doesn't seem as good as I would imagine, I mean, it should be pretty good. So I'm curious to see and download the footage. I'm just going to do a little simple edit, probably some few little blips on my thoughts of this camera, and then some sample footage, and then I'll probably do a little bit more thorough one when I sit with it a few more days or a week and have my RX 100 Mark 7 next to me. So, okay, let me move this guy back. So right now I have this set to zone focus mode. It's on continuous for whatever reason in this mode. It's at 1/25th of a second, f4.0, and the light is really nice. I believe the option was continuous focus or manual focus, but it's throwing a little box right on my sunglasses, so apparently it wants to detect my eye. It's really bright, so I'm not going to keep my sunglasses off. But at the same time, for this kind of purpose, it seems like my audio levels are good. I can see my audio levels, which is good. The neutral density filter is on. But for just sitting and doing this kind of stuff, I'm sure this camera is great for being really portable, and the tripod works, and you got the controls on the remote, or on the grip, I should say. But today, so far, I experienced the camera overheating, the screen dimming on me, which made it really difficult to do anything. So that was kind of frustrating, but the more I shot with it, the more I kind of dug the actual feel of the camera. The balance of the grip and the camera and the little rubber grip on the actual camera itself is really a nice feel. The dead cat seems to be really, minimal. Like the RX100 Mark 7, the main button is the shutter button for still pictures. You got an electronic viewfinder. The LCD flips up, which is nice. The LCD flips up, so it goes, here's the camera, it flips straight up, which I believe is kind of a nice thing because I have a tendency on wanting to look off to the monitor, and I don't think that's a good thing. It's hard for me to look straight at the lens. I think I'd have an easier time looking straight at the lens if the LCD was actually up or some other way. I know there's only so much you can do. This is a functional option, but I don't know why. My brain has a really hard time not looking at the LCD tilted off to the right. I don't know what you guys do. Let me know in the comments below how you kind of work with that. Maybe you just got to shut it after and just look at the camera. That may be the better option. I don't know. But then I would be nervous that, or actually there is a record button on the front, so there's a red light showing that you are recording. Like earlier today, I was doing some footage on my iPhone 11 Pro, this little guy, which does a really great job actually, but I wasn't recording and I thought I was, and I went and did like a 10-minute spiel and basically for nothing. So there's that. So the red little LED on the front of this camera, see right now the LCD just went really dim. So mind you, I was using this for about 3 minutes and the thing already is overheating, and right now it's not even that warm. I mean, it's probably 85, but the sun's on its way down, so it's pretty mild. And the camera overheated and dimmed my screen, making it really difficult to actually see myself. You can. I mean, this is not so bad, but when it was bright sun earlier today, I couldn't see at all. So they apparently need to fix or address that. I don't know why this thing overheats so quickly. I never had that issue with the RX100 Mark 7. So that's a big deal, this overheating thing and the screen dimming, because there is no electronic viewfinder and there's basically no other way to see what you're needing to shoot. So you kind of are screwed if this thing dims on you and overheats. So it doesn't really matter if this thing overheats right now. I just want to give you some concluding thoughts. The ZV-1, I think, is going to be a really great option if you're not that interested in still photography. The still shots seem to be really nice actually, but again, with no electronic viewfinder and an LCD that seems to dim out on you and overheat really quickly is not an ideal thing. I think the electronic viewfinder really is a tool. It's like looking into an F-18 cockpit as a photographer, so it really helps, especially with bright sunny conditions like on Hawaii or summer places if you're in a hot zone or climate. But this is a really great camera, I would imagine, or a nice option if you're really only concerned with shooting video. So if you're more interested in this, there's no electronic viewfinder, as I said. The mic on this is going to be better than the RX100 Mark 7. See, the monitor just dimmed on me right now, and it's 1:27. So basically, not even a minute in, this thing dimmed on me to where it's really difficult to see. But again, it doesn't matter. So that's a definite issue that probably needs to be addressed with a firmware update. I don't know why, Sony, that this thing overheats so quickly and then dims your screen. Because again, I'm not really even pushing it. If I was in Hawaii with this, it would be completely dead, I'm sure. Because it's super hot, especially in the summer right now. But again, the ZV-1, if you don't have a camera, like a little point and shoot, it's a killer quality, it seems. The mic, it shoots 4K. You have this grip, which seems to be really convenient. It has a nice weight, nice balance and feel to it. But again, there's no electronic viewfinder. The trade-off for that is the built-in mic. So there's pros and cons to each. There's no built-in neutral density filter on the RX100 Mark 7. There is on the ZV-1. The mic is going to be better on the ZV-1. The shutter button on the ZV-1 is essentially your movie button for recording. So it's more of a video, vlogging camera obviously, and the still photographer camera is going to be the RX100 Mark 7 for sure. So with that being said, not a bad camera for around $1,000, but if you are focused more on the still photography side of things, I would definitely suggest and recommend the Mark 7. But if you're more into video and, still seems pretty good. As I said, it's a 1-inch sensor and it's a 20 megapixel as well. But again, cool option. I think this is going to be something that will be really cool. I would think if they merge their ideas, if the RX 100 Mark VII has some of the features that this does and vice versa, I think Sony will really nail a killer little camera. I mean, this is a complex little camera. People think it's just super simple to go and shoot, but there's a lot of menus and sub-menus and different modes to try and see, and you got the face exposure, you got stabilization, you got, you know, standard, active. There's a lot of things it crops in, so I mean, you really have to kind of play around and learn the camera, of course, like anything. I mean, it's doing a pretty good job with ideal light, but earlier when it was really harsh light and shadow, it wasn't doing that well, at least so it seemed on the monitor when I could actually see it, and it wasn't dimming on me from the overheating thing. So anyway, I hope this helps, guys. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. I'll let you know. I have my RX 100 Mark VII coming in a few days, so I'll kind of do a little comparison of both of those. But for now, aloha, peace, bye. Steady shot off. So this is a true 24mm focal length. See how it sounds with the fountain. And now it's on, so as you see how much it cropped into the photo, or the video I should say. I'm curious to see how it sounds with this mic. That's a big selling feature, obviously. Put on a hat, turn off keys, get out of car. So that works really well. The little product thing. Boop, boop. So that's cool.